Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of biology. And of course, today we are looking at cell division. We're looking at mitosis, okay, and then meiosis. All right, so these are the two things we are going to be discussing in this class today. All right, do not forget that these tutorials, that these episodes, are brought to you by the O3 Schools app. If you have made a conscious decision that you want to pass your exam at once, either JAMB, WAEC, GC, NECO, any O-level exam, all right, the O3 Schools app is yours. It's your best choice. It's your best choice out there. Go and check our testimonies, okay, and you will see why we are the best. All right, so please, we'll talk about the app in a moment. Let us see a past question from the app that relates to what you want to study today. Okay, using the question search feature on the app, we're able to draw out questions that have been asked from mitosis and meiosis. It says here that the reduction method 2022 number 39. 2022 number 39. It says here that the reduction method of division that leads to the formation of 4 daughter cells that are haploids occur in A says mitosis, B says cell reduction, C says cell enlargement, D says meiosis. Okay, so we'll come back to this question and many more at the end of the class and not before, because at O3 Schools, we take pride in teaching you first. Okay, we believe that once we have taught you, answering question will be the very least of your problem. Okay, there are so many questions I'll give you as assignment at the end of the class. You will see that they have become very easy because you have been thoroughly taught. Okay, so please ensure you get the application. It has everything you need to succeed in your exam. Has all the past questions for all the subjects in one application. There's a question search feature that can use to search for question according to topic, and all the questions that either JAMB or WAEC has set from that topic will come out for you to answer. What's more, there's a classroom feature, and in that classroom feature, we have lecture notes that have been structured according to the JAMB syllabus. Many of our students, many of you will discover that you study without what syllabus, okay? And it's very, very wrong, all right? The classroom also has a study plan. You can create a study plan or a timetable. Once you create that study plan, what it does is that it will crash the full syllabus and create a timetable for you so that you can easily finish the syllabus, and also in record time. Okay, so please do not joke about the application. There's also a mock challenge on the app. And every Saturday, we conduct mock exams for all our students. All students who are preparing for JAMB or WAEC come to the application, either to our JAMB app or to our WAEC app, to participate in the competition, to win amazing prizes. But the reason why we do that competition is not because of prizes, so it's for you to familiarize yourself with JAMB past question, JAMB likely exam question, as well as see and know how examiners think and set questions. Okay, and you'll be seeing your result released, so you'll be able to track how prepared you are at every point in time. Okay, so please ensure you get the application. Also, there's also an activation fee for the app. All right, ensure that what you check the app for the correct fee, for the current fee, okay, for the current and the correct fee, and activate your app, and so that you will not be you will not be restricted. You have full usage for the application. Okay, we wish you all the best. We'll see you at the top. So today, let's look at mitosis and meiosis. Now, before we begin, it is good to let you know that number one, 2 points actually. Number one is that our body, in our body, we lose millions of skin cells daily. All right, it is important to know that in our body we lose millions of skin cells daily on a daily basis. In fact, per minute we lose about 30,000 to 40,000 skin cells. Please just take note of that. All right, many of you do not even know, okay, that we shed many of our skin cells, many of them die, and then new ones are regenerated. Okay, per minute we lose up to 30,000 to 40,000 skin cells. So calculate it for a day. How many you will be losing per day alone, let alone per year. Okay, but as we are shedding all of these skin cells, okay, Are we vanishing away from the atmosphere? No. All right. And what's the reason? What is the reason? The reason because new ones are generated. So as we are losing the skin cells from the epidermis, okay, which is the outer layer of our skin, okay, new ones are being regenerated. I'm saying this to go somewhere. Also, it is important. I don't know if you have noticed also that sometimes when you have a cut, let's say in your hand or somewhere, okay, like I have a cut in my hand right now. I had an injury like last week. Okay, I think early last week. And I've not done anything about it. I've not gone to the chemist. I've not taken any drug. I did not apply even, even spirit to it or iodine. No first aid to it at all. But it has been doing well. Okay, it's about to dry off. Okay, now what do you think causes it? How does that happen? All of these are what we're going to be discussing today. All right. And of course, it is made possible because of what? Cell division. The reason why all of this are able to happen is because of what? Cell division. You can have one cell, okay, and then what? See that this cell, okay, will multiply. All right. It will multiply. This one also can also multiply. Okay, so this is cell division, and all of these I'm talking about what happens because of cell division. When we take a look at the cell, okay, when we take a look at the cell, some of the major parts of the cell we have the nucleus, okay, nucleus will have the cell membrane, okay. We have the cytoplasm, okay. These are just some of the parts, okay, in the cell. And now we say that the nucleus is is the control. We call the nucleus the control center of the cell. And why do we call the nucleus the control center of the cell? It is called the control center of the cell because inside the nucleus is where we'll find the genetic materials. Okay, it is where we find the chromosomes, okay, chromosomes, or let us say chromatin material, okay, you better put chromatin material, okay, it is in the nucleus, okay, that we find the genetic material that we are made of, okay, the chromatin material, chromosomes, okay, that are embedded in the nucleus. This means that we have something called chromosomes. Okay, this means that we'll have something that is called chromosomes in our body. And how many chromosomes do we have in our body? How many chromosomes do we have in our body? Before I talk about that, please, we have discovered that many of us do not want us to succeed. Okay, you do not even want your fellow student to pass the exam. Okay, in fact, most of you celebrate when you see that your other person is failing, which is very bad. Okay, please support this video by liking the video. You know that only liking the video will make this video to be seen easily by other students who are not aware of this channel. In fact, stop everything you're doing now, click on that like button now. Just that hand that looks like this. Once you click on the like button, all right, it will be shown, the video will be suggested to other people so that they can easily know that this kind of thing exists. And also, subscribe to the channel. Subscription to the channel is completely free. Okay, just for you to get notified whenever we release a new video. So why should you not subscribe? All right. So click on that red subscribe button below this video. Also, don't forget to drop comment if you have questions. And also click on the share. Click on the share button. If you're on Facebook, click on the share button now. Copy the link, share to your friends and your loved ones. If you're on TikTok, click on the share button, copy the link, share. If you're on YouTube, copy the link, share. All right, please. That's the only way you can support us to make us grow. So we are saying, how many chromosomes do we have in the human body? We have 46 chromosomes. Okay, so we have 46 chromosomes, or we say we have 23 pairs of Of chromosomes. Okay, you said that you say we have 46 chromosomes, or you say that we have 23 pairs of Of chromosomes. Most cells in our body tend to have 46 chromosome or 23 pairs of chromosome. And in boys and girls, or in males, okay, and females, anyone that you think is more better for you to understand, it is very important to know that the first 44 chromosomes, they are exactly the same in both boys and girls. Okay, so the first 44 in boys okay, is exactly the same as the first 44 number of chromosomes in the what? In the girls, okay, or in the females. Okay. Now, but the difference is in the last two. So what will be left is 46 minus 44, isn't it? Now 2 chromosomes will be left. This last two is what differentiates what? A male chromosome, okay? Sorry, a male from a what? From a female. Okay. So now for the males, all right, for the males, we have what? 44 chromosomes. The last pair, you know, 44 chromosomes will correspond to what? 22 pairs. Abi? If 46 correspond to 23 pairs, that means 44 will correspond to 22 pairs, isn't it? Okay, that means there are 2 pair. A pair is 2. A pair is 2. Now, for boys, the last pair of chromosome is what? Is XY. While the last pair of chromosomes for girls is XX. So this means that what? That the males have 44 chromosomes plus what? XY chromosome. So 44 plus XY chromosomes, while the girls have 44 plus XX chromosome, not SS, so ox. Okay, ox what? Chromosome. That is what? That is the difference between the male and the female what? Chromosome. All right, it is in the last pair, okay, of what? Of chromosome, in the last pair of what? Of chromosomes. Please note that different organisms have different what? Number of what? Of chromosomes. Okay, so it's not say that a goat, a rat, or even an antelope have the same number of chromosomes as what? Has the human being. All right, we are focusing here mainly on what? On humans. Okay, so different organisms have what? Different number of what? Of chromosomes. The cells which has what? These 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs of chromosomes. I'll repeat again. The cells which have these 46 chromosomes or these 23 pairs of chromosomes, they are called diploid cells. Okay, we refer to them as diploid cells. They have the complete set of what? Of chromosomes, right? The cells that have 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs of chromosomes are what we refer to as what? Diploid what? Cells, okay? So diploid cells, they have 46 what? Chromosomes, okay? Or what? 23 pairs of chromosome, all right? This means that what? They are represented by what? By 2n, okay? So they can just be represented by what? By 2n, okay? This 2 is usually what? Constant, okay? This n is what? The number of what? Pairs of what? Of chromosome, okay? So they have 23 pair, okay? As in human now, as in a human cell, okay? They will have what? 2 times what? 23 chromosomes, which will make it what? The 46, all right? So for diploid cells, we represent them as what? As 2n. Examples of cells that are diploid, okay, they include the skin cells. Okay, they are what? They are diploid. They have 46 chromosomes. Our liver cells, okay, they are what? Even our neurons. Our neurons have what? 46 what? Chromosomes, okay? So these are all somatic cells. They are body cells, our body cells, all right? They have 46 what? Chromosomes. And as a matter of fact, it's important to know that this number of chromosomes, this 46 chromosome, has to be maintained in the body, okay? Because if it's not up to 46, most of our cells will not function properly. Okay, they will not function properly if they are not up to what? 46. And mitosis is responsible for maintaining this number. Mitosis, okay, is what? Is responsible for maintaining this number as the cell what? Increases and what? And multiplies. You must take note of that. And that is why we are going to be talking about what? Mitosis, all right? And that's why I talk about mitosis and what? And meiosis. Okay, so mitosis is what? It's a type of what? Cell division. This type of cell division. Okay, mitosis, like we said, it is responsible, okay, for maintaining that number of what? Chromosomes as the cells multiply and what? And increase. And what is mitosis? We say mitosis is a type. Mitosis is a type of cell division that takes place in somatic cells. Okay, and these somatic cells will mean what? Body cells. okay, like our skin, like our liver, like our muscular cells, okay, and the likes. Those are what? Body cells, all right? So mitosis is a type of cell division that takes place in somatic cells. They are not involved. Take note, they are not involved in reproduction, okay? They are not what? Involved in reproduction. And mitosis is an equational division. Mitosis, we call it what? An equational division. Okay, in which what? One parent, okay? One parent will what? We split into what? Two daughter what? Cells. Okay, that is what mitosis is. An equational division. It's an equational division in which what? One parent will what? Split into two daughter cells. And because in mitosis, the parent will divide into two daughter cells, it also shows, or it also means that if you have a parent that has 46 what? Chromosomes, okay? The two daughter cells will also have 46 what? Chromosome, okay? That's what happens in mitosis. It's a type of cell division that happens, okay, that takes place in somatic cells, that is body cells, all right? And of course, it is a type of division in which what? The parent cell will divide into two daughter cells. That means if the parent cell has 46 chromosomes, both the two daughter cells, they will each have what? 46 what? Chromosomes. So therefore, it means that the parent cell, this one is the parent now, and these ones are what? The daughter cells. Daughter cells will have equal, that's how I say it's equational. We have equal number of chromosomes, okay? The parents and the daughter cells, we have what? Equal number of what? Of chromosomes. This is what? 46 for the parent, that is what? 2n, it is diploid. Then even the daughter cell is 2n, and what? The second daughter cell is what? It's also what? 2n. So mitosis occurs in somatic cells as we have established, okay? And the time it takes for this division to happen differs from organism to organism, and even from person to person. Sometimes it may be very, very fast, okay? Sometimes it may take maybe 10 minutes, sometimes it take hours, sometimes it can even take days, okay? It differs, D-I-F-F-E-R-S, it differs from from organism to what? To organism. It is important to know that all organisms what? Undergo what? Mitotic division. Okay? All organisms undergo mitotic what? Division. Okay? And even in plants, okay? Even in plants, they undergo what? Mitosis. Okay? And also, the importance of mitosis cannot be overemphasized. Number one, it is very useful for growth. You must take note. It is very important for growth and also for repair. Okay, for repair, for growth, and for what? For repair of worn out tissues. And most importantly, also, mitosis is very, very, very important, okay, in some organisms. Like, for example, when we talk about what? Binary fission, okay? Some organisms like paramecium, like amoeba, okay? So they undergo a binary fission through the process of what? Of mitosis. So they are also helpful during reproduction. They are helpful in reproduction in what? In most unicellular organisms, okay? So that is that for that. Mitosis is a type of cell division that takes place in somatic cells, in body cells. And like I said, this division can differ, okay? The time it takes for this division to happen can differ from what? Cell to cell, from organism to what? To organism. So these are the importance of what? Of mitosis for growth, for repair, and also it also helps in what? In reproduction, in what? In unicellular what? Organisms, such as what? Binary fission, as we have seen severally in amoeba. Most importantly, it is good to take note that mitosis has 4 stages. Okay, so there's 4 phases in what? In mitosis. 4 phases in mitosis. Before I talk about that, please ensure you like this video, subscribe, share, download your app, start practicing to your success. It's your own success, so please do not play with it. Okay, so there are 4 phases. We have the prophase, we have the metaphase, we have the anaphase, And then we have what? The telophase. Okay, so these are what? The four phases in what? In mitosis. Okay, you have the prophase, you have the metaphase, you have the anaphase, then we have what? The telophase. So let's look at the first one, prophase. I'm just going to run through it. Okay, I'm not going to dwell on it too much. All right, prophase. What happens in prophase? In prophase, number one, chromatin condenses into visible chromosomes. Okay, so in the prophase stage, okay, the first thing that happens is that the chromatin condenses into visible chromosomes. Next up is that each chromosome has two sister chromatids. Number two, each chromosome will have what? Two sister chromatids. Okay, and then number three, nuclear membrane will break down. Nuclear membrane breaks down. Okay, in the what? In the prophase. Then number four, spindle fibers begin to form from the centrosomes. Okay, now this is what happens in what? In the prophase. Okay, chromatin first condenses into visible chromosomes. Each chromosome will now have two sister chromatids, and then what? Nuclear membrane will break down, and then spindle fibers begin to form from the centrosomes. Now let us now look at the next stage, which is the metaphase stage. Okay, now in the metaphase, chromosomes align out at the equator of the cell. They align at the equator of the cell. Looking at metaphase. Okay, and the metaphase, number one, we say that what? The chromosomes align at the equator. Let me put it here. At the equator of the cell. All right, so this is what happens in the metaphase. Okay, chromosomes align at the equator of the cell. Then next, spindle fibers. Spindle fibers attach to the centromere of each chromosome. Okay, so this is what happens in what? In the metaphase. Chromosomes align at the equator of the cell, and then the spindle fibers attach to the centromeres of each of the chromosome. And then that one takes us to anaphase. And in anaphase, we have anaphase now. Okay, in anaphase, sister chromatids are pulled apart towards opposite poles. Okay, so in anaphase, sister chromatids are pulled apart towards opposite poles. All right, this is what happens in the anaphase. Sister chromatids are, this anaphase is very, very important. Okay, you must take note of it, especially in your exams. Okay, I have seen a lot of questions from anaphase. Sister chromatids are pulled apart towards what? The opposite what? Poles. And once they are separated, each chromatid is now considered as an individual chromosome. Okay, now once separated, number two, once separated, okay, each chromatid is considered, okay, as an individual chromosome. All right, so this is what happens in the anaphase. Sister chromatids are pulled away apart from each other towards opposite poles, and then once they are separated, each chromatid is considered a standalone, is considered as an individual chromosome. And then that one takes us to the last stage, which is the telophase. Okay, which is the telophase. And at the telophase, what happens is that chromosomes arrive at the poles and begin to condense. They begin to what? To condense. Okay, so we're looking at telophase. Telophase. And then number one, what happens is that our chromosomes then now arrive chromosomes arrive at the poles and begin to decondense. All right. So at the telophase, the chromosomes now they will arrive at the poles and then begin to what? To decondense at the telophase stage. And after this, nuclear envelopes will reform. Number 2, nuclear envelopes, okay, will reform around the two sets of chromosomes. Okay, so chromosomes arrive at the poles and begin to decondense, and then nuclear envelopes will reform around the two sets of chromosomes. All right, so this is what we have at during mitosis, the four stages. Okay, the anaphase, the metaphase, the telophase, and the prophase. Those are the four stages. Those are the four phases that are in mitosis. Now that will not take us to to meiosis. In mitosis, we say that a parent cell is dividing into two daughter cells. Okay, that means into two, dividing into two daughter cells. But what now happens when we now have two parents? This time, not just one parent. Now we're having two parents, just like in our reproductive cells. Okay, so what happens when it's now our reproductive cells? Do we say because the father, I know this is the father now, okay, having 46 chromosomes, the mother having 46 chromosomes, then they now give birth to to daughter. The daughter will now have 46 plus 46 chromosomes, which will now be 92. Do we do this? No, far. This is not what we do when it comes to reproductive cells, and that is why we're talking about meiosis. There is a different kind of division that happens, okay, and of course we see that these cells, this reproductive cell, like your sperm, for example. Now your sperm looks like now, okay, now having like this, okay, comes like this now, like this, and okay, this is your sperm. Then this is now? Your ovum, all right? So now this is your sperm having 23 chromosomes. Your sperm has 23 chromosomes, okay? And then your ovum also has 23 chromosomes. So this also has 23 chromosomes, all right? They have half the cell. They have half the number of chromosomes that our cells like our somatic cells have. All right. So the reproductive cells, they have 23. They have half the number of chromosomes that our somatic cells have. Like our skin. If our skin has 46 chromosomes, the reproductive cells, okay, we have just half of it, which is 23 chromosomes. When our reproductive cells undergo meiosis, okay, when they undergo meiosis, what happens is that they undergo this process usually in two phases, okay? So we have two phases for meiosis. Two phases, okay? So we have the first one, they will now have the second phase. In the first phase, we have half the number of chromosomes, okay, that our cells have. Now, for example, we will have, remember our parents, this is our parents, these are our two parents coming together. This has 23 chromosomes, this one has 23 chromosomes. Abi? So now, if they are coming together, they will give an offspring that have 23 plus 23 chromosomes, okay, which is now 46. So together for our parents, okay, is 46 chromosomes, then our offspring will now also be 46. Okay, so this is basically what happens in meiosis. All right, if you have the parent having 2n, that is 46 chromosomes. Okay, so it will split. So you have here, okay, this and this. All right, this ones will have n chromosomes. That is 23 chromosomes. Okay, why this one? This is the first phase. Okay, this is the first phase. This is phase 1. And then we now have the second phase. Okay, this is to split into 2 again. This is also was split into 2. Okay. All right. So this one's also have what? N what? Chromosomes. All right. That is what? 23 chromosomes. Okay. This one is what? Is the phase 2. Is the phase 2. Okay. It undergoes a type of mitotic division. This is what mitosis now occurs in the second phase. In the first phase, this is happening. In second phase, this is what is happening. So this is the parent. In case we are confused, this is the parent. This is the first phase, okay, of meiosis. This is the second phase of meiosis. Please note that what? That DNA replication, okay, DNA replication happen in both phases, okay, of meiosis. And meiosis is usually connected to only reproductive cells. It is seen only in sexually reproducing organisms. So organisms that reproduce sexually will undergo what we call meiosis, and you see that the number of their chromosomes will get reduced to half. And because it is reduced to half, we call it reductional division, meiosis. Okay, we call it reductional division. All right. So because it is reduced to half, we now call it reductional division. So now in mitosis, this is what we experience. Let me just draw a comparison between both. So in mitosis, this is what you experience. Okay, you have a single parent, then giving us 2 daughter cells. Okay, this parent has 2N is diploid. Also, the daughter cells are diploid. They are 2N. All right. So this will have 46 chromosomes. This will have 46 chromosomes because the parent has 46 chromosomes. Okay, but for meiosis, okay, you have the parents. All right, this is the parents. All right, they will now have the first phase. Okay, but this one will be having half. They'll be having parents are having 2N. Okay, the daughter said the first phase will have N 23 chromosomes, and then also the second phase. Okay, the second phase also have N. This is how it looks like. Okay, it has N in the second phase. This is the first phase. This is the second phase. So this is mitosis. This one helps to This one forms in in somatic cells. It takes place in somatic cells. Okay, it forms somatic cells. While meiosis forms sex cells. Please take note of that. All right, meiosis forms sex cells, while mitosis forms somatic cells. So we have already said that meiosis takes place in 2 stages, okay, or in 2 phases. The first one is reductional division, which is here, while the second one is what is it called? It's mitotic division. Okay, the first phase is reductional division. You see that the parent cells the number of chromosomes in the parent cell divided by 2 by half. Okay, why not by half, divided by 2. Why the daughter cells, okay, we have half of what the parents have. Okay, but in the in the second phase, we have mitotic division. Mitosis happens. So let us quickly look at these stages, these 2 stages, okay, or 2 phases in meiosis, and we are done with the class. So please ensure you like this video, ensure you subscribe to the channel, and ensure you keep sharing our link and videos to your friends and your loved ones. So what happens in meiosis 1? Remember that there are 2 phases. Okay, in meiosis 1, what happens that chromosome number is reduced. Chromosome number is reduced from 2N to N. Then also homologous chromosomes separate. They separate. Okay, separate. Okay, they separate. Okay, so in meiosis 1, chromosome number is reduced from 2N to N. Why homologous chromosomes they separate. Now let us see what happens in the 4 phases. Okay, so the first phase is is the prophase. The prophase is the longest phase. Okay, this one is is the longest what phase among what the 4 phases. Okay, the prophase is the longest phase. And what happens? Crossover occurs. Number 1, crossover occurs. And what we mean by crossover occurs is exchange of what? Of DNA. Exchange of DNA between what? Homologous chromosomes. That is what? Exchange of DNA between homologous chromosomes. Okay, exchange of what? Of DNA between homologous what? Chromosomes. Okay, that's what happens in crossover. Then number 2, homologous chromosomes now pair up. Homologous chromosomes will pair up. Okay, so this is what basically what happens in prophase. It is the longest phase, and crossover occurs, exchange of DNA between what homologous or chromosome, what will happen, leading to genetic variation. All right, leading to genetic variation. All right, why what? Homologous or chromosomes what will pair up, and that will now take us to the next phase, which is the metaphase. Metaphase 1. Please know that this is prophase what? 1. Okay, this is meiosis 1. All right, and what happens in metaphase 1 is that tetrads will line up in the middle. Tetrads will line up in the middle. This is the only thing that happens in what? In the metaphase. Tetrads will line up in the middle. And tetrads, what's this tetrads? They're what? A group of 4 chromatids. Okay, if they are in pair, we call them what? Sister chromatids. So what? 2 sister chromatids. Okay, so it's either a group of 4 chromatids or 2 sister what? Chromatids. Okay, so in metaphase 1, tetrads will line up in the middle, and that will take us to the next phase, which is the anaphase. Remember that what? In mitosis, in anaphase, what happens is that the 2 sister chromatids they separate. Okay, they are pulled away from each other on the opposite sides. Okay, they separate from each other. Now, for here, in the anaphase, the sister chromatids, they do not separate from each other. Okay, so please take note of that. All right, so the homologous chromosomes separate, but of course, the sister chromatids, they stay together. They stay together. Okay, so in anaphase 1, okay, homologous chromosomes separate. Okay, the sister chromatids, okay, they stay together. Okay, the sister chromatids in the anaphase phase, okay, the of meiosis 1, right? They stay together, and that will take us to to telophase and cytokinesis. Telophase and cytokinesis. Okay, and in telophase and cytokinesis, 2 haploid cells form, each with duplicated chromosomes, Okay, so this is what happens in telophase 1. Okay, telophase 1. Remember, this is what meiosis 1. Okay, so these are all the steps, all of the things that happen in the first stage. Okay, now in telophase and cytokinesis, 2 haploid cells form, each with duplicated chromosomes. 2 haploid cells they form, each of them having duplicated chromosomes. So now in meiosis 2, okay, this one is now equational division. Exactly what happens in mitosis, what happens in meiosis 2. So this one is similar to mitosis, and what happens is that sister chromatids separate. Okay, number 1, it is similar to mitosis, and of course, what happens is that sister chromatids separate. Okay, sister chromatids, what? They separate. So now for the phases, in prophase 2 now, what happens? In prophase 2, what happens is that the chromosomes condense again. Chromosomes condense again. This is what happens in prophase 2. The chromosomes, they condense again. For metaphase 2, chromosomes align at the equator. Okay, this is what happens in what? In metaphase 2. In prophase 2, chromosomes condense again. In metaphase 2, the chromosomes align at the equator. In anaphase 2, sister chromatids will what? We separate. Okay, in anaphase 2, sister chromatids separate. Okay, just like what in mitosis. Okay, sister chromatids what? We separate in anaphase 2, because we're talking about equational division here. That is, I was saying similar to mitosis. So it's what's happening in mitosis that will happen in this second phase. Okay, so in meiosis 2, sister chromatids what? We separate at the anaphase. And now in telophase 2, and what? Cytokinesis. Okay, what we now have is what? Is 4 haploid what? Cells. Each of them being genetically different. Okay, so at the end of what? Of meiosis, we have 4 haploid cells. Okay, I showed you when you have this. Okay, now have this. Okay, this one now have what? This. Okay, so we have 4 haploid cells. 4 haploid cells. Okay, at the end of what? Of meiosis. While mitosis gives us what? 2 haploid cells. Okay, meiosis gives us what? 4 haploid cells. Please take note of what of that. Very important to know. All right, we have only 2 daughter cells when it comes to mitosis. Okay, but what in meiosis we have 4 of them, 4 haploid cells. So that is where we are going to what? Stop. Okay, when it comes to what? Mitosis and what? Meiosis. Now we're just now going to go to the application. We'll answer some questions and we are out of here. All right, so please do not forget to download the application, activate it, and start practicing immediately towards your own very success. It is very, very fundamental and important. Okay, now these questions will have become too easy for you. All right, so please you answer them and tell me the answers in the comment section. The assignments 2022 number 39. All right, go to the application 2022 number 39. Okay, the question says that the reduction method of division that leads to the formation of 4 daughter cells that are haploids occur in A says mitosis, B says cell reduction, C says cell enlargement, D says meiosis. Okay, then also have 2010 number 46. It says here that the chromosome number of a cell before and after the process of meiosis is conventionally represented as the chromosome number of cell before and after the process of meiosis is conventionally represented as what? Is it from 2n to 2n, or from n to n, or from n to 2n, or from 2n to n? Okay, tell me the answer in the comment section. Then we have 1994 number 25. They say in animals, meiosis comes, A says after fertilization, B says after ever mitotic division, C says before fertilization, D says before every mitotic what? Division. Okay, so meiosis, does it come before fertilization or after fertilization? All right, so 2 parents coming together. All right, is it before then meiosis now happens? Is it before fertilization or what? After what? Fertilization. Okay, we have what? The male, we have what? The female. Okay, we have not said fusion has occurred. Okay, all right, so is it before or after fertilization? So put the answer in the comment section. Let's see another question. 2023 number 30. 23 number 30. It says here that which of the following is the process of cell division that produces 2 daughter cells with the same genetic information as the parent cell? Is it mitosis or meiosis? Put the answer in the comment section. Check the options. It's being shown on the screen. 2020, number 12 says, all hereditary characters in a cell are passed on from parent cell to daughter cell through the process of what? Is it mitosis or meiosis? Put it in the comment section. 1997, number 42, it says here, during binary fission in lower organisms, the nucleus is known to undergo, is it mitosis or meiosis? Okay, tell me the answer in the comment section. 2023, number 3 says, which of the following best describe mitosis? A says the process of cell division resulting in the formation of gametes. B says the process of cell division that produces two genetically identical daughter cells. C says the process of cell division that does not occur in somatic cells. D says the process of cell division that involves the exchange of genetic material. Which is the correct answer? Put it in the comment section. Okay. 2018, number 1. 2018, number 1. It says, at which of the following stages of mitosis do the two daughter chromosomes separate completely? When the two chromatids separate, okay, at opposite sides, is it at the early prophase, at the telophase, at the anaphase, or at the late prophase? Tell me the answer in the comment section. 2017, number 24. They say at the end of mitosis, the number of cells produced from the parent cell is what? How many cells? How many do we have? How many do we have? Put it in the comment section. A say 4, B say 6, C say 8, D say what? 2. Okay, so please, there are so many other questions on the app. Use the question search feature, and search for what? Many other questions. Answer them, blast them. Okay, build your confidence and what? Start what? Smiling to the exam hall, because that day will definitely be good for you. I wish you all the best. I'll see you in the next class where we'll enter into a new topic. Keep being you.